Welcome to Shine the Light on the Work podcast. Today we're going to continue James's story. We're going to talk specifically about what?
Oh, sorry.
Welcome. Welcome to Shine the Light.
All right.
Oh, goodness.
No, you did fine the first time.
Okay. Well, welcome to Shine the Light on the Work podcast. Today we're going to be talking about James's story. James's story from ages 11 to 20-ish. And we'll break it up into two parts. But we'll just get right on into it. How are you today?
I'm doing good. I found these sunglasses in the car. I bought them for Heavenly. She didn't like them, so I'm going to wear them for today's podcast.
It's Jessica Simpson's sunglasses.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get on into it. All right.
The darkest parts of my life.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So let's jump back into the story. Could you tell me about life after?
What? Oh, jeez.
Could you tell me about your life?
We're never going to get monetized if we don't talk about something.
All right. Life after the divorce.
Go ahead.
Right. Life after the divorce. I shouldn't be smiling while I say
I know.
it. We're not cutting any of that
I
out.
think where we left off last was that my parents had divorced whenever I was, oh my gosh.
Sorry. It's one of those nervous things. I'm sorry. Okay. I'll cut all this out.
No, you're going to keep it in there because it's good. It just shows that we're really not hurt. We're just trying to help other people here by telling our stories. And at the end of this, we're going to do a little cool demonstration to show y'all how we don't live in the past. So you can.
Okay. Huh?
You're going to light it on fire.
Right now?
At the end,
Oh.
after we're done.
Yeah, of course.
So, my parents divorced whenever I was 12. And I think we had talked about how my mom's boyfriend moved in, who was formerly my father's employee. Not much was explained to us, and then we were put into the school system. My parents split custody with us. I was at my dad's house Saturday after lunch until Monday when he would drop us off, or actually no, Tuesday when he would drop us off for school. So my mom had us for most of the school week. My dad had us mostly on the weekends. And yeah, that was the split.
Yeah, so I'm sure it was a difficult transition going to that, seeing your parents 50-50. With that, going from homeschool into school, how was that transition, and where was your first school that you attended to?
The first school that they put us into was Florida Boulevard Baptist, and it was like a small church that had a school off of Florida in Baton Rouge, right before the bridge to Denham Springs. And I think they put us in there maybe because it was close to my dad's work and it was easy for him to pick us up. But that school was extremely legalistic. So women were, or I guess anybody was only allowed in the school was only allowed, women were only allowed to wear skirts, and then the boys were only allowed to wear pants. And they taught us that it was a sin if boys wore shorts and if girls wore pants, which is just weird.
That sounds more like Pentecostal. That's weird. It's a Baptist church.
Yeah, it was a Baptist church. And so my class was in like a mobile home, and it was a combination of, I think, like 5th and 6th grade.
Really?
Yeah. So every Wednesday, we had chapel, and on Wednesdays when we had chapel, they would make us sing these songs. uh, I guess to brainwash their
You
culture.
just mean like worship songs?
No, like here's an example of one we used to sing, and they would also make us all clap. So
Y'all
it's
could clap.
yeah, but the claps were in sync with the song.
Okay.
It's better to live on the corner of a rooftop. It's better to live on the corner of a rooftop. It's better to live on the corner of a rooftop than with a quarreling woman in a White House. Yep. So every Wednesday we would recite that. And I was like,
Uh-uh.
at that time, I was like, we'd make fun of it. We would laugh about it and stuff because it was weird to us. But I guess to the people that grew up in the church, it was normal.
Oh, the poor girls and women.
Yeah, so they were conditioning the women in the church to not step into the man's role. That's why they had them not wear pants. That's why they had the kids sing those songs because it said if a woman gets out of line, then a man can leave her. So they would,
Really?
yeah, because you hear the lyrics of the song and it's better
Yeah.
it's better to live outside of the home
Than with
than with a nagging woman or a quarreling woman. So if the women spoke up, if they did anything, that was the culture there, then the men would threaten to leave.
So I heard that you compared it to the movie Annie before. Could you kind of explain that? What that was like?
Yeah, so at that school, it was my first introduction to school and it was really exciting for me, but at the same time it was extremely legalistic. And so there was kids there who didn't grow up in the school, were just there because their parents wanted them to be there like me. And so I kind of like would like make jokes about the songs that we would sing, and I was kind of like the only positive influence like in the school.
Really?
Yeah, and a lot of the kids would rally around me, and we would make jokes and stuff like that, just to because everybody, all the teachers, everybody was like so serious.
Really?
Yeah, it was very strict. And
Oh, I guess I mean, I could imagine.
yeah, so even then I was labeled as being a rebel because in sixth grade I was yeah, and the culture was really toxic. Sometimes, most Mondays, my dad would be late to pick us up, and we'd have to go to aftercare. And in the aftercare, they would like turn all the lights down, and like we would all have to like sit in our like spots and be quiet. And it was like a prison or
Oh
something.
my God.
Like we hated it because we couldn't talk. We had to be quiet. It was like
Oh
felt
my
like
God.
yeah.
Poor kids. I laugh, but that's like, why was this allowed? Why is this happening?
It was a small school. Our culture in our family was that anything that was like weird like that, we would just laugh about it but never address it.
Really?
Yeah, or stand up for, or like, hey, that's not right. We just normalize things and would get through it by laughing about it.
Golly. Yeah, yeah. I think you kind of dismiss it because it's like church leadership or just no backbone.
My parents didn't know what to do. They got a divorce kind of unexpectedly, and so my mom couldn't homeschool. She had to go to nursing school, and so they just found like the most convenient school they could send us to that was I don't know why they didn't send us to Victory. I that was something I'd have to ask them, but
Yeah.
yeah, that school was traumatic. I met my first girlfriend there. We dated for like a week. She gave me a lollipop.
That was at the Baptist school.
Yeah, she gave me a lollipop and was like, "Hey, share my lollipop." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I felt like some weird butterflies in my stomach, and she was like, had one of her friends come tell me that she liked me and wanted to date me. And so I went home immediately and went and told my dad.
Really?
Yeah, and my dad had about a 5 to 10 minute conversation with me
About
about the bases: first, second, third, and home.
they must have
And-
taught this in the Christian circle because This is
Yeah.
familiar. Go ahead.
So he never said, he never talked about the birds and the bees.
Okay.
He never mentioned the word sex. He just said, you got to be careful, son, because girls can be really dangerous. And if you, there's 4 bases, and home base would be committing a sin against God.
Oh my God.
If you're not married. And so if you set the bar at not going to home base, then you're most likely going to fall short and you're going to end up at home base. And so he said, you need to set the bar at first base. And the first base bar is holding a girl's hand.
Like that's all you can do, or don't even like set the
No,
bar
he
there?
he said, you need to set the bar at first base and you just can hold a girl's hand. And, because you don't want to have, you don't want to go to home before you get married.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, like
You still had no idea what
I had
the
no
hell
idea.
he was talking about.
He didn't say sex. He didn't talk about my penis. He didn't talk about a girl's vagina. He didn't talk about anything. All he talked about me about were bases. And so in my mind,
you're like, so we shouldn't play baseball at
yeah.
all.
Well,
Baseball is a sin.
I understood that he was correlating that stuff to a woman.
That's smart of you for an 11-year-old, you know?
Yeah, but I had no clue of any of the details of what he was talking about.
You felt lost then.
Yeah, I felt lost. But it also created the illusion, or not the illusion, but they created the desire.
Or like curiosity.
The curiosity, because he wouldn't talk about it because he was afraid. And so anytime that my parents led me in something that was fear-based, it piqued my curiosity.
Yeah.
And I wanted sense. And I mean that's scripture in the Bible.
Yeah.
We desire what we can't have.
Yeah.
That's the sin nature. So they were cultivating my sin nature from a young age, and they didn't even know it.
Isn't that crazy?
By being afraid of talking about sex.
That's just the church culture as a whole, though.
Mm-hmm. Shield and protect your children from anything of the outside world so they don't know about it. And then what happens is those children are then released as adults into college, and they're getting, girls pregnant. I didn't find out what sex was until I was 16.
Okay, so let's get into this thing, but let's start with here, riding on the bus. So talk about your first experience about hearing something with your penis.
Last time I heard about something with my penis was on a bus going to football practice, and I overheard one of the kids talking, and they said that they would make Jell-O and they would put their penis into it and it would feel good. And I remember being like, wow, that's weird, because I had no sex conversation or understanding. But it didn't make
sense to you why he would do that.
No. So the only thing that I knew was holding hands was first base. And so I always viewed holding hands as something that was real risque, and I was really nervous about it. I didn't hold a girl's hand until I was in 8th grade, probably.
I mean, no, look, I remember feeling those things and like being scared to do anything like that too, just because of the control and fear issue. But it's just like thinking about it now, like as a parent and an adult, it's like it's so ass backwards and like just so. Yeah. With that, did you ever talk to your parents about the conversations you had at school or things like?
The only culture in my family was just laughing and joking. There was nothing ever serious that we really talked about unless things got really bad. And it was usually conflict within our home. It wasn't what went on outside of our home.
Yeah. Middle school is such a tough transition, and going into high school as well. But with all the hormones and the changes and the experience, like divorce at that time too, like that's like a double whammy,
Yeah.
But how long did you stay at the Baptist school, and when did you move?
So I was at the Baptist school for 1 year. I then transitioned to a school called Victory Academy, which was another Christian school. Mm-hmm. But it was like a non-denominational Christian school. So
more lax. And
more lax. We still had dress code. You could only wear certain color shoes. You couldn't have your hair past your eyebrows. So there were some like, rules.
Yeah.
But we would always push the limit on those things.
Was it difficult transitioning to the new school, or?
No, I was relieved to get out of that other school.
Really?
Yeah, I felt so oppressed there.
In prison, like Annie.
Yeah, it was depressing.
Yeah. God,
all the kids weren't happy there. It was sad. Victory was like more of like a Catholic school kind of, where it's just like normal everyday people, but like having Christian morals.
Yeah.
So we still had chapel, but it wasn't like they forced you to sing or anything like that. 7th grade at that school was also a time of like kind of innocence for me, where I didn't really know a whole lot, but I was learning from observing, because my whole life I'd been taught all these things were bad and stay away from and stuff. So my friend in 7th grade was Austin Bowe, and him and I just would like cut up and make jokes. And
how did y'all become friends? Like, what made you guys like hit it off?
We became friends just through both our parents were divorced.
Really?
He liked paintball and airsoft, so did I. And we both really, it's our comedy. Like, we would talk about SpongeBob, we'd draw cartoons. We were like the class clowns in 7th grade. And so,
really?
So that's kind of what we became known for.
And so did you guys stay close for those years in middle school?
Like 8th grade, I started dealing with more trauma at home. And so I started looking for more avenues to rebel. So I started looking and hanging out with more people that didn't fit the Christian mold. So my next friend in 8th grade that I spent most of my time with was Hunter Wilkes. Mm-hmm. And Hunter was like, he listened to Slipknot, Nickelback, AC/DC, Metallica, Ozzy Osbourne. He taught me like the culture of music outside of the Christian music culture for the first time.
This was like the first time you heard music outside of 92.7 and...
Yeah, I had never heard any music. No. He introduced me he was the first person to introduce me to music. Yeah. I started learning guitar.
Electric guitar,
guitar in 8th grade. Hunter also taught me skateboarding,
really?
wakeboarding, and motocross.
I knew motocross and wakeboarding. I don't think I knew about skateboarding with him.
Yeah.
Aw.
So because I went into school and didn't have any experience in school, I wasn't that great in grades. So I made like C's and D's, and I had a really low self-esteem whenever it came to intelligence. And because of that, combined with my home life, I had a real bad like sense of self-worth.
Yeah.
And so those extracurricular activities like skateboarding, wakeboarding, motocross, those were things that I could excel at, that I became really good at doing.
I'm sure you got good quick because you were like so invested into something outside of like...
I felt alive again for the first time.
Aw.
Yeah, because like it also reminded me a bit of when I was younger. I had four-wheelers.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
So you learned electric guitar. I'm thinking of a story of you've told me
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, of something you played and I guess at home.
So I was playing Ozzy Osbourne one day on the guitar, and my dad came in like furious, and he was like, "What is that?" I was like, "Oh, this is a song that Hunter taught me." I was like afraid to tell him, and he was like, "Is that Ozzy Osbourne?"
No.
And I was like, "Yes," and he was like, "You're never to play that in my house. That's devil music." Yeah. Just like on Bobby Boucher.
No, also, what's that movie?
That's the devil.
What's that movie with Jack Black?
Tenacious D.
Yes, right.
Yeah. Same kind of thing. Like, that's the devil music. You can't play that. And so then I felt bad for wanting to learn the electric guitar, which ultimately I ended up selling my electric guitar because I I wasn't allowed to play anything that I liked.
God, dog. Like,
Yeah, and I'd even been taking lessons and stuff, which is why
oh, really?
yeah, that's why I'm like halfway decent at it now.
You're good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good at it.
But not as good as I
You
could be.
been.
Yeah.
Look, we have similar stories when it comes to shit like that.
I know.
But Hunter had a big role in your life. I know you guys would go wakeboarding and motocrossing and things like that. Can you tell me about like the time y'all stayed at his camp?
Yeah. So Hunter also introduced me to girls and dating girls, because Hunter had a girlfriend, Jolie, for like most of our middle school years. And so I started dating one
That's
of her.
a long time for middle school.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 years they dated.
What the heck?
And we would always go hang out at her mom's house. And so I started doing like double dates with one of her friends. And it was real awkward because like holding a girl's hand to me was like
everything,
crazy. So I remember going to their camp, and that was where I saw Hunter and Jolie kiss, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that's acceptable. I can do that, like I guess I'm going to second base. And so
second base is kissing.
Yeah. And so I was like, so I kissed her on that trip, and it was so awkward. And like,
I'm sure you're like, oh goodness.
Yeah.
Leaning in.
Yeah. I was so nervous. Like I was farting probably. And like
gas bubbles.
We broke up like a couple weeks after that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Cause I felt shame. Like I felt like kissing her was something that was like shameful now, because my dad told me not to go to second base. And now here I am at second base, but I was so curious,
Yeah. But you never really correlated that with like sinning against God, did you? Or did you like feel that God was
subconsciously I did, because, well, actually, no, my dad painted the picture that if I went to home base, it was sin. Okay. So
yeah, I guess you never correlated.
But I knew that my dad would be upset with me if he knew that I kissed a girl.
So condemnation from him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I like the song, I Kissed a Girl, and I liked it.
Okay, I like that too.
Because it hits home.
You hit home. Okay. That's funny.
But I really have to thank Hunter, because he opened me up to what being a normal kid was like.
And you know what? And so early, not early, but like at a normal pace almost, it seemed like.
Yeah.
To where most kids were.
Kind of, but I was constantly playing catch up. Yeah. And so because I was constantly playing catch up, I constantly felt like I had to one up everyone and to like prove myself, like, oh, I'm not actually, a homeschool kid that's a weirdo.
Yeah.
So I always was a cool kid. I always was a kid trying new things, pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
That was my role.
Yeah. That makes sense. You is cool. Tell
sunglasses.
Me, it is the Jessica Simpson sunglasses, by the way. Tell me,
I prefer like Anderson .Paak, but
right on. I'm so sorry. Let me rewind. Anderson .Paak.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell me about. Is it following you still? Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about the first time you had a drink.
That was also at my friend Hunter's camp, and he would always bring an Arizona tea bottle and drink Arizona tea when we wakeboard. And I remember being on the roof, we'd look at the stars with him and his girlfriend, and like we were hanging out up there, and I was like, dude, I'm thirsty. So I like grabbed the bottle and took a huge swig of it, and it was Jack Daniels.
Oh my God.
That was my first time trying alcohol, and it burned so
on
bad.
Accident.
Yeah, I screamed, oh my God, what is this?
It's something you'll never, ever, ever forget, huh?
No. How could I? I thought it was going to be water. Have you ever done that?
Not with alcohol, no.
Yeah. I've done that several times. It must just be my lot in life. especially clear alcohol. I'd be like, oh, I need some water,
no.
and drink it, and like,
You would think. Would your
because
friends
when you
back
drink
up?
alcohol, you kind of sip it, but like when you drink
Oh my God. Well, yeah. I
water,
know
you
it's
like
bad.
gulp it because you're thirsty, you know?
God, dog. That's miserable. What a funny story. Okay, so Hunter was your friend in 8th grade, Austin in 7th grade, and sort of through 8th grade years. So tell me about transitioning into high school.
Yeah, so my transition to high school was really rough because all my friends went to Central High School, and my parents didn't want me to go to public school.
Well, how did you respond to that?
I hated it. I complained the whole time. So they sent me to Bethany School, which was where you and I met the first time.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
I was there against my will.
It was not a good time.
It was not a good time because all my friends transitioned to Central. We kind of stopped talking. I went to Bethany. I was like mad, depressed.
More so mad that you couldn't go on with your friends.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
because that was the first community of people that I had developed good relationships with, and
Outside of the homeschool.
and felt like these are my friends, you know. And so
Yeah, why was that considered some of your darkest periods of time, you think? Just the lack of communication with friends? Did you have cell phone at that time?
yeah, I had a cell phone, but like, you know how it is being a teenager. You don't really have good communication skills. Like,
Yeah.
even as an adult, it takes intentionality to communicate with people that are not in your circle, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we were friends because we saw each other at school every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I moved on to Bethany, and it was a very miserable time for me there.
Did you make friends pretty quick, or?
I mean, if you could say that, like, I was at a new school. I didn't know anybody there. The
Yeah.
only person I knew was Brandon, and he was like socially awkward and not a cool kid. And I had experienced so much from Hunter about the real world and about what was cool, that hanging out with somebody like that was going to be, you know, not the direction that I wanted to go.
Yeah.
I was not trying to become more Christian at this point. I was trying to learn more about this life that my parents had kept hidden from me.
Yeah.
That was so satisfying. I loved playing music. I loved listening to the stuff that we listened to. I loved kissing girls.
You did like it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Don't get too much into that. That's another episode in and of itself, James.
Those things are all natural. And what religion did was make it seem like those things were sin.
I know.
And so I
God.
constantly felt condemned by religious Christians.
And not even so much God at this point still?
I don't know. I felt freedom around the people that didn't judge me.
The reason I asked, because I did. And again, that's another story and another episode. But I just wanted to see if that was something that you struggled with.
I didn't really think about God. The only thing I thought about was, am I going to go to hell? Am I going to miss the rapture? But after I started taking that route in 8th grade towards like going against what my parents taught me, I stopped thinking about those things because I let go of the care of going to hell. Yeah. And so I was like, I remember telling my brother, like, I think in 9th grade or something, I was like, he was like, why are you smoking those cigarettes? Or I was like, dude, I don't care. I was like, I'm going to live my life the way that I want to.
Really?
And I told him, when I get older, I'll go back to God.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
We had a similar little experience there, but mine was 10
Because he
years
was
later.
coming in there condemning me.
Your brother?
Yeah.
I thought he would have been on board with you with...
No, he was slow to it. And when he went into that stuff, he went way more hardcore than I did. But like, yeah, for a while he like condemned me and stood on the outside and was like, why are you doing that?
Did y'all talk about things together during that time?
No, my brother and I never talked about anything other than like farts and
SpongeBob and movies.
funny stuff was the only things that we really talked about.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
That was our culture in our family, you know.
Yeah. How were your teachers at Bethany during that time?
Miss Perkins was
was
a
quick.
bitch. She rode my ass for the entire 6 months that I was there. And
Those 6 months probably seemed so
I
fucking
hated
long.
her because she would publicly shame me. She would tell me I was a rebellious child in front of people. She would constantly write me up. James, you come into my office or my classroom, and she'd write me up for
She just looked for a reason
for
to do
having
that,
my
huh?
hair spiked up, for dyeing my hair black, for anything she could find. And so finally my mom met with her and told her, like, you need to chill out.
Would you talk to your mom about it at home, or?
No, I would get written up. I didn't talk to my parents about anything.
No, okay. Wow, so your mom just saw the...
I had to bring the write-ups to my parents, and then they had to sign them. And then I had to go to detention.
They had detention?
Yeah. I think so.
I'm sure they...
I was there. I remember like picking up trash around the school.
Oh, demerits.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got so many demerits, you did certain shit.
Yeah, I had
for real?
I had like a section in my backpack with like demerits.
Demerits?
Yeah.
I fucking hated that.
Yeah, I was constantly having to go. It treated you like trash, like, and she never asked about why I was going through what I was going through.
Yeah.
She never asked about my home life because she didn't give a shit. All she cared about was pushing her Christian narrative.
Yeah.
Which was, this man has his hair spiked up. He's a rebel.
Yeah.
This man's dyeing his hair black. And once she labeled me as a rebel, she just continued to ride me.
Like that was going to change
you. Condemn me, shame me, constant. I felt so depressed by the time I left that place. Like, and I'd beg my parents every week, please, I'd cry. I'd be like, please, take me out of this school. I don't like it.
Oh, God.
I want to be with my friends. So finally they caved in.
It took a long time for them to cave in, huh?
Yeah. Kids at the school were weird.
Yeah, we were.
I hung out with 10th graders, and like all they listened to was like screamo death metal.
Yeah.
That was like Christian, but it was depressing. They like talked about like girls and stuff, but they didn't have any education on sex, so like they were just like, oh, like curious, like, and there was a lot of gossip. Like every lunch we sat, they would just talk about other people. And so like I was like, this is weird. There's like other people out there that are just enjoying their life and living free that aren't like oppressed like this, and I don't want to be friends with these people,
or trying to be bad, and or what, you know what
it was like people either trying to please people and be like goody two shoe, or the rebels. And I just hung out with the rebels, but the rebels were like depressed because like they were so controlled, and like, you know, it was nasty. It's a nasty environment. Yeah, I had no interest in like dating any girls at the school. Like, I thought you were so into me. Come on. I just thought you just crushed that dream. I just was trying to get out of that place. No, I specifically remember you not looking very happy. So yeah, and I started dyeing my hair then black. And the reason I noticed was because of how handsome you were. Yes. Okay, that's another. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, but no, I mean, I secretly watched you. I'm sure it was obvious, but I do remember you not. We'll get into your story. Don't you worry. No. But we know. I know you were interested. You're still denying it. After all these years. It all of a sudden turns into your podcast. Burn all the pages. So, but I do remember you just not seeming to be happy. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I wasn't. Take me for a home run. I finally got... Hold my hand. We're going first base. Yes. I finally got out of the school and I went to Central. Okay, good. So did your parents send you to another school, or what happened? Yeah, so I ended up going to Central, which is where my friends went. Hunter, correct? Yep, and Hunter and Austin, yeah. And then we had friends that were girls. Jolie was a friend. There was a couple others. What was it like trying to like fit in there? Coming from there, I'm sure you expected your friends to be excited to see you, huh? Yeah, I did. But Central is extremely cliquish, and going into 9th grade, you're like the freshman, so you quickly have to like gain your friend group and like hold your ground. Oh, wow. And so when I got to Central, all my friends already had cliques, and I didn't have classes with any of my friends. Oh, bummer. It's that big, huh? Yeah. So I didn't really see my friend Austin or Hunter or Jolie except for passing, and I didn't have lunch with those people either. So I was basically having to make new friends. And so I tried for like 6 months. And I went for like what I considered like the baddest kids in school. They were like shaving their heads, and
Their eyebrows
they had
and
like
shit.
literally a gang. They would shave their heads, and they had like lashes in their eyebrows to symbolize they were a part of like a clique.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
For real?
Yes.
Central?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Blake was one person's name. Sean was another person's name. But they were all like in this clique, and they already had their girlfriends.
Was this ninth grade?
This was ninth grade.
Seriously?
And Blake's parents would let them have like keg parties at their house as long as they didn't leave. But like I was never invited. So I started throwing my own parties.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, in ninth grade.
Is that why?
Yeah, my dad had
You're so bold.
my dad had left their house in Greenville Springs and moved to Baton Rouge, and it was abandoned, empty. And so we would have parties out there, like big parties.
Was
and
your brother there at this time too?
I think so. It was in the middle of nowhere too, so like it was like a mile off of the road, and so we could be as loud as we want. They left
that's perfect.
They left
for
the
teenagers.
electricity on at the
No,
house.
they didn't.
Yeah, so like we would just stay the night there.
Oh my God.
Like
this is a teenager's dream.
Yeah, so like I was like the cool guy. But
so
like,
how did you get real quick, how did you get the parties going? Like
this was kind of after like after I left Central, I really started like having more parties because
so this wasn't in Central?
No, not really, because I couldn't drive yet when I was at Central. I didn't start driving until 10th grade.
Oh, yeah, I guess that sounds right.
Yeah, so I started having parties in 10th grade, really, once I had transferred to the new school. So because of the culture at Central, I never developed any friendships.
Oh, no.
I started dipping and smoking to try to, like, get into their friend groups, but I didn't like the dip. The smoking was all right. I kept doing that. But yeah, I was, again, just miserable. And I remember, like, the final straw was